The sports anchor and correspondent from Nigeria Info 99.3 FM Lagos. I'm delighted to say that Olisa Chukwumah is joining me live now on the programme. Good morning, Olisa. How are you doing today?
Very well, Richard. Good morning to you. Loud and clear from Lagos.
Loud and clear. It sounds like we're at the Eurovision Song Contest today. So, Olisa, we're discussing this poll at the moment. Who is the best goalkeeper in the Premier League? I'd like to get your thoughts on that to begin with. Who do you think?
Well, Thibaut Courtois looks like an obvious pick. Yes, I'm not going to pick Petr Cech. I think he concedes goals. No fault of his. Perhaps when you look at the record this season, Arsenal do ship in goals, and also to Hugo Lloris is a great shot stopper. But I think I'll give it to David de Gea, not based on the numbers of his clean sheets, but based on the kind of saves. And I'm not talking just about this season. I'm talking about in the seasons even before this one. David de Gea has really done hugely for Manchester United. Remember, a couple of seasons ago, he was tipped to leave to Real Madrid. Somehow that deal did not happen. And with the news this morning that he's on the radar again for Real Madrid, I think it just says why, he's a very highly sought after goalkeeper, the Spaniard. I've never seen anyone who, at that level, at that age, can be that effective, like an octopus, really. Just like former United goalkeeper, the Dutchman, Edwin van der Sar. When I look at David de Gea, I just see van der Sar only very younger, with so much time to spare. So I'll pick David de Gea.
Okay, David de Gea is your choice. Of course, there were those comments this week from the Atletico Madrid president talking about all these rumours about Antoine Griezmann going to Manchester United, and he called United a small club. Thinking about that, do you think De Gea could make that move this summer? Do you think he would leave Manchester United for Real Madrid?
Well, it depends. United, I don't see United as think United as a real selling club. And if they have to do so, it will be for a whole chunk of money. I wouldn't be surprised if United let De Gea go for over 60, 70 million pounds, which will be outrageous, really. And I don't think they really have a number two goalkeeper. Yeah, Sergio Romero is good, but I don't think it, is that United level. United, you need to have a shot stopper, a shot stopper who can really make, match moment highlight saves that really matter in a game. And United do not need to sell David de Gea. From a player's point of view, it will be a big move to a big club like Real Madrid. But will United want to sell? Will Jose Mourinho want to let his number one go? I don't think so. And even if they have to do, it should be for a real good price of money, and which becomes the second problem. They'll have to replace him. With who then? Now, that's the dilemma there for Manchester United. So I don't see him leaving, not this summer. Perhaps maybe in a couple of years, but surely not this summer.
I'm sure Liverpool would be happy to sell Mignolet or Karius to them so they can replace them if need be. Let's talk about Liverpool in just a moment. If you can just stand by, Olisa, I'm going to do a quick run through of what's going on Saturday's matches, and then I'm going to get your thoughts on some of them. So let's have a quick look at what is going on Saturday. Well, it's Arsenal versus Hull in the early game. El Neni is back for Arsenal after being away at the Africa Cup of Nations. There's going to be a late decision on Bellerin, the right back, after he's been injured recently. El Mohammadi is also back for Hull after losing in that Egypt final with El Neni. And Arsenal unbeaten in 13 matches against Hull, and Hull haven't won away in 11 games. So I know who I put my money on that, despite Arsenal's recent troubles. It's Manchester United versus Watford. Wayne Rooney is back from illness, but will he get back into the team? Because United are unbeaten in 15 matches. Middlesbrough versus Everton. Middlesbrough have not won in their last 7 games. They're 1 point off the relegation zone. While on the other hand, Everton, they're unbeaten in 7 matches. Of course, Lukaku scoring 4 goals in their last game. Stoke take on Crystal Palace. Palace have won their last 5 matches against Stoke, but they've lost 5 of their last 6 games, while Stoke, they're unbeaten in their last 5 home games, so the form seems to be with Stoke there. It's Sunderland versus Southampton. Januzaj has a hip problem, he's a doubt for them after they got that big win at Palace, while Saints, they've lost 6 of their last 7 Premier League games. Hasn't been very good for them. And it's West Ham versus West Brom. Guys, put your money on a draw because 5 of the last 6 of them have ended as a draw. But the biggest game of the day, of the weekend in fact, is Liverpool versus Tottenham at Anfield. Could Karius return in place of Mignolet? Mignolet, of course, made a mistake against Hull last week. Liverpool are unbeaten in 18 of their last 19 home matches. That's an amazing record. But listen to this one. They're unbeaten in 9 games against Spurs. Sounds very good against Tottenham, but they've not won in 2017. In fact, I believe I heard a statistic that Harry Kane has scored as many goals this year as Liverpool have in total. Absolutely incredible stuff. So, Olisa, let's bring you back into this conversation. Some amazing statistics there, but Spurs have got to be the form side in it. What do you expect from this match?
Well, I expect for it to be a really massive game at Anfield. No doubt Liverpool have slumped, especially since the turn of the year in the Premier League and perhaps other tournaments have been knocked out here and there. But against Tottenham at Anfield, it will be a vicious one. I don't think Tottenham and Liverpool have actually beaten themselves here in a while. We've seen draws, especially last season, between these two sides. New managers, Sportuccino, Klopp, both teams will need to win, especially Liverpool, if they really have to keep their title hopes up. But you know Tottenham. Tottenham will go out there and with the confidence that they cannot lose, literally, against a team like Liverpool who, you know, shipping goals, whether it's Karius or Mignolet, you know the likes of Dele Alli, perhaps Harry Kane, Christian Eriksen will strike for Tottenham. The question is which Liverpool will turn up tomorrow. Will they continue with the game pressing? It's a big game. I cannot put a finger, but as a neutral, I would like to go for perhaps a 2-2 draw. Yes, in this one, make it entertaining. No drab affairs in this one, 2-2 draw. And perhaps maybe, you know, Coutinho long range strike will be good for the highlights. So it's a top 4, one of the, you know, top 6 battles in the Premier League this season. So I would not give the win to either one. I will go for a draw, but at least a high score draw. You
certainly get your money's worth with that game. If Spurs were to lose, if Liverpool were to beat them, and let's say Chelsea were to extend their lead, does that mean it's Chelsea's title? Does that mean it's all over for Spurs, do you think?
Absolutely. I think it's Chelsea's title to win, not just to lose. It's theirs, especially with what Arsenal, the team I supported last week. I was so really sure Arsenal would never beat Chelsea at the Bridge last weekend. And, well, it happened. The typical Chelsea, very strong Arsenal, a little bit soft on the underbelly, and it happened again. And Arsenal lost that. And I thought 12 points clear, all right, rule out Arsenal, we're out of it. Let's see who can, you know, chase Chelsea. Would it be Liverpool? We all think it would be Liverpool, or perhaps Tottenham. I don't trust Tottenham. It's the same North London, you know, bottling attitude that both teams have. How did Tottenham finish 3rd last season? You tell me, Richard. You know, even from an Arsenal point of view, you know. So I think Liverpool can chase it, but I think Chelsea have enough in the tank, in the armoury, to see this through. It's Chelsea's to win, surely.
Yeah, there were those horrible posters made, I think by Leicester's fans towards the Tottenham fans saying you finished 3rd in a 2-horse race last season. There were also comments from Arsene Wenger this week saying that the Arsenal fans need to act a little bit more like Spurs fans, which I don't think is the best thing. You know, they lost last week to Chelsea, which, all right, it's a very good Chelsea team right now. They've also lost to Watford recently. What's been going wrong recently for Arsene Wenger and Arsenal?
Well, it's not what's been going wrong recently. It's what's been there in about, you know, almost a decade right now. Arsenal are not title contenders. I still say it, even as an Arsenal fan myself. Arsenal are pretenders. You know, it happens season in season. It's the same Arsenal. Pick a game during the midweek in February, lose it, and go on to lose to a title contender, be it Manchester United or Spurs or City or Liverpool. And we did that last week, losing to Watford needlessly at home, then going on to, you know, against Chelsea, always very soft, you know, a shoulder barge, and Bellerin is out of it totally. You know, it's typical Arsenal, very soft, and we lost that one by 3-0, a gift, 3-1 there, a gift from, you know, check to Fabregas. You know, really, these things really rears their head against Arsenal, even if it's Mourinho or Avram Grant or anyone, even me behind the Chelsea dugout, Arsenal will be softer. And it's happened in the last, since 2004, when Arsenal, were unbeaten to win the league, the Invincibles. Arsenal have gone, 3-4 tads down, and Chelsea have always gone up and remained very stronger. So I think when it becomes, yes, Arsenal did beat Chelsea earlier this season. Chelsea were shambolic, and Conte had not figured out what to do then. But now that he does, it's deja vu again. And I think, Arsenal are already gearing up for that, top 4 finish. Arsenal will finish in the top 4. I think it's almost like a birthright for Arsene Wenger. There's Champions League football to think about. There's Bayern Munich again, really. So we know where this is all going to finish. I do not see Arsenal winning the title. There were comments yesterday from Wenger who said, it's not over yet. We can't think it's over. And it was lots of talk in Lagos, for the Lagos Arsenal fans that were livid, like, what is he talking about? The title is over. It is over for Arsenal, because we know Chelsea have less games, are not bothered about Champions League football, like Arsenal and perhaps City and perhaps Manchester United in the Europa League. So we know it's over. No matter what Arsene Wenger says, we know where this is all going through. We know Arsenal can do enough to finish in the top 4. They're a good team. But when it comes to that title, the last 10, 12 years, too soft. Too soft, Richard. Just too soft.
Well, I would love to see you in the Chelsea dugout, Olisa, there. That would be very interesting as well, as you just mentioned. You spoke about Arsenal being too soft. Now, there were some comments this week, which now Wenger has said they were lost in translation, but apparently the comments were made by Lauren Koscielny that perhaps Wenger hadn't put out his strongest team. The question I want to ask you is, does Wenger know his strongest team?
I believe he does. I believe he does know his strongest team. Well, Sanchez up front, Giroud coming up. So Giroud is super as a sub. He's a real super sub. He's a big guy. He gives Arsenal aerial options. One cross in, and Giroud scored last week, as we also against Chelsea, which, did not happen in the space of 70, 90 minutes. Arsenal, are quite a stubborn team. Against Chelsea, you still want to play your nifty tiki-taka here, petty ferry, just, bordering, on just, the gallery. You're not going hard. You're not hitting it hard. And when it comes to defensive angle, you still want to let, Chelsea, have their way. Chelsea will bully you. Chelsea will ram through you. That's it. That's Chelsea. There's Gary Cahill. Look at the size of that man. Look at the likes of Alonso. Look at the size of Moses. Look at Diego Costa. It's yes, we had Mustafi, who likes a formidable figure in Arsenal's defence. So I think he put up a strong team. Well, against this Chelsea, no way. No way. No way.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Manchester United. They seem to keep winning, but they're still stuck in 6th. They face Watford this weekend. Rooney's back from illness, unbeaten in 15 games. Are we expecting this run to continue against Watford, who seem to have been improving in the last few weeks?
Well, United will be at home. United have improved. I think they've gotten it right. You really have to give credit to United and Jose Mourinho. They had to be patient. They were frustrated, late last year in the Premier League with so many draws, and they were playing well. I could see the frustration on Mourinho. He kicked the bottle. He got, banned a couple of games. The frustration is there. They want to make it to the top 4. I do not think really United fan thinks about winning the title this season, do they? No, of course not. But they have to make it into the Champions League, which begs the question, when will they get there? It's getting really tight right now with the likes of Arsenal and Liverpool slack off. It will give room for the likes of United to get into that fray, and it becomes an official battle, because if you ask, Mourinho, he should think by now that the Chelsea he's coached, the Chelsea he knows, should win the title. So where will he finish? That is the question. The top 4 has to be the obvious, task and objective and aim and target for Manchester United. So I think they will struggle to get it, because I believe Arsenal have a place in there somehow. I don't see Arsenal. I will be surprised if Arsenal don't make it. The question is, who drops off? Will it be Liverpool, or Tottenham, or Pep Guardiola's Manchester City? United are frustrated. They've spent money. They've bought Pogba, but it's not really working out. Next season, I would love to see a superb United under Jose Mourinho, but for this season, I think United fans, can let whatever happens slide. at least if they do make the Champions League plays. I think that should be the minimum standard for Manchester United. But they are struggling, but they've got great players. Surely they do.
Definitely, I think that should be their minimum standard as well. I'm going to quickly have a look at Sunday's games. If you just stand by, please, Olisa, and we'll have a chat about them. So on Sunday it's Burnley versus Chelsea. There's no Jeff Hendrick because he starts a 3-game ban for Burnley. But listen to this, they've won their last 5 games at home. While Chelsea, they have won both of their last 2 visits to Turf Moor. While it's Swansea versus Leicester, Jordan Ayew returns from the Africa Cup of Nations to his new club, Swansea. Of course, his brother was there before he moved to West Ham. Ayew joining from Aston Villa. Listen to this for Leicester. They've not won in 14 away matches, but of course they got that win over Derby in the FA Cup 4th round replay in midweek. That super goal from Gray right at the end, putting them through. And we're not going to talk too much about Monday's game because we have Monday to talk about it, but it is Bournemouth versus Manchester City. Olisa, what have you made of Leicester City this season?
Wow, awful, terrible. We almost had to beg Leicester to win that game against Derby County on is it Wednesday night, and which they did. With some huffing and puffing too. Good to see a Wilfred Ndidi, the Nigerian international, getting his first goal. Superb strike. I called it on my show yesterday a welcomed distraction because it's the FA Cup, but. How much of that can they take, back to the Premier League on Sunday when they travel to the south of Wales against Swansea? I really doubt. Not against this Swansea, who were, you might say, rejuvenated under Paul Clements. I've called it the clemency factor now for Swansea to get out of jail, really. And they will welcome this against Leicester. I think Leicester might get beat. Yes, we've got the vote of confidence from the board on Claudio Ranieri. Good. They've won just 24 hours later against Derby County at home. Good. But that wretched record you talked about, in the last 14 matches, I think it will continue. I will be surprised if Swansea lose to Leicester this Sunday. Honestly, Richard, I will be.
Oh, okay, well, we'll have to wait and see on that. Olisa, it's been so good to talk to you this morning on Sportuccino. Just before you go, why don't you let us know how we can continue to follow your great sporting knowledge on social media and anything else you'd like to promote, please?
All right. You can reach me on Twitter. I think I love Twitter. Lots of Twitter more. At Olisa141. Yes. And also on Instagram is the same. At Olisa141. And on Facebook, straight name, Olisa Chukwumah. That's my full name. And so I think those are the 3 I can keep up with, really, Richard. Thank you very much. And also, if you want to tune in, yes, in Lagos, that's 99.3 FM. Nigeria Info, that's what they call us. I hope you can see the sign there, rule of third application here for me. Or perhaps still, Cool FM, 969 Cool FM, big radio station in Lagos too. Yeah, that's good. Find me. Yeah.
Perfect. We'll check all of that out. Olisa Chukwumah, thank you so much for your time live from Lagos.
Good to be on Sportuccino this morning. Perhaps I need my cappuccino now, Richard.
Yeah, go and buy your Sportuccino mug and you can have your cappuccino out of that, Olisa.
Thank you very much. Good to be on the show.
Cheers.